Hey everybody, Gerry here. Well, I finally had some time to catch up with what everybody's doing out there. I like the modeler's list of terms out there. I actually came up with one myself, a clamptastrophe, where a kit that requires multiple parts to be clamped or propped. Clamptastrophe. I sent that one over to Bernie, and also I found out that Rick Zink and Gerry G over at Car Dreams and Styrenes, they're putting on a Frankenstein group build, and pretty much it's just whatever you could come up with off of any spare parts or even old kits that are incomplete. You lost parts to it, whatever. Well, when I was watching their videos, like, I got a lot of spare parts that I could kill off. So I'm going to flip the camera around and I'll show you guys what I'm going to be working with for that. Alright guys, so this is all the spare parts from my F250 build. All sorts of stuff in here. Spare body. Where's the frame that I had? I think, oh, that one. Yeah, this is the frame that I messed up. If I can get it out of here. There we go. Remember I was telling you guys I cut the frame too short right there, so I've got that to work with, all the spare parts from that. Also, I had to sacrifice the front end of the frame from that one, so almost the entire kit has all the pieces except for the mirrors and certain pieces that I use for my F250. I have that to work with, mostly truck stuff. And then I've got all of these drawers here full of spare parts. Full of spare parts. Like this drawer, I had a hard time closing it. That's how many parts are in there. Organized for the most part. I've got, well, this was engine pieces. Well, actually no, this one was suspension and drivetrain, but I wound up mixing other parts in there because it wouldn't all fit in the bottom. That was supposed to be all engines, but like I said, everything got to a point where so many spare parts I couldn't fit everything in the drawers that I had them labeled for. Those are spare wheels, rims, and a whole plethora of kits to choose from. I might use the gasser because I had no plans on building that thing. I kind of just bought it for no reason. And the white Freightliner, I was going to build that one way back when, and then when I saw how many parts were in it, I was like, that thing's going to take forever. And I've got tons of spare parts to pick from on my diorama too. Tires over here, I take one of these things and cut that up. So this group build is going to be pretty fun. Alright, so yeah, that's what I've got to work with, a whole plethora of stuff, and I've actually got 2 kits started that I was going to show you guys, but I lost power down in the shop, so I'm finishing the video up here. Also wanted to show you guys the my 87 F250 replica is finally finished, and that's up here, so I'm going to flip the camera around and I'll show you guys that. Alright, there it is. Replica from my 87 F250. I gotta find a picture of the snorkel thing I did. That's a coffee can. I had a chrome, let it focus, there we go. I had a chrome rotor and brake caliper for another model kit that I used for the base, and I made that. Found a bunch of parts for an old security. Some guy did security systems, and these are like sensors that you put in the window. So I cut it up and painted it, and I think it looks like a coffee can. That's one of my wife's hair ties, and that is actually a piece of the sprue that the parts come on. I heated it up, molded it to make it look like the snorkel. And that's also a part of the sprue, the horns. Heated that up, flared out the ends. I learned that from somebody on Facebook. They made their own headlights doing that. They took some of the clear sprue, pressed it on something, and got the texture and everything for the headlight lenses. So I used that idea to make my horns. Cut some styrene for the base and everything. That light bar was actually for the F350 kit, and I cut out the 2 middle. There's supposed to be 4 on there. I cut the 2 middle ones out, cut everything off of it. And that brush guard is for, that brush guard was for the GMC Sonoma kit. And I think those lights were from the Deserter kit. They're supposed to be on the light bar. They were chrome. That, let's flip around, try to get the interior. Here we go. Yep, that's what my interior was. Let me pull this thing close to the edge. Got my CB in there on the dash. Now my truck, everything was manual. I didn't have the electric buttons in there, but I couldn't change that. I tried to put the panels from the F250 kit in here, but they just didn't want to line up. And another problem I had too was I had to let the entire interior tub sit forward inside the cab. It's hard to tell. I turn it around. You can probably see a lot better. Yeah, there you go. You see how it's really tight to the cowl and everything? I had to let it sit forward because when I tried to put it all the way back, it would pop out the rear window. So, another thing it's missing too is on the rear bumper. I had two lights on either side of the bumper for backup lights, and obviously the tires aren't the right size either. But a couple little things. Maybe down the road I'll go back, pull some things off, and replace a few pieces and get it closer to what I wanted it. I'm gonna try and find some pictures of the snorkel setup, give you guys a better idea. And here's the picture I had printed out for it. So this one's going to be sitting on my shelf out in the diorama. I'm not taking it to shows. This one's on the shelf for me. But I'm going to add some pictures at the end of the video. I got to try and find the ones of the snorkel. But that's it, guys. So yeah, my 87's done. Like I was saying, there's a couple things that I left out of it that maybe later on down the road I'll go back and add those things to it. I'll be joining in on the Frankenstein group build. That's out of the way. I'll be joining in on the Frankenstein group build. Like I showed you guys, I've got so many parts to work with. I don't know what I'm gonna make. It's gonna be pretty cool though. I'm thinking maybe on my next video, I have a couple junker builds I'm working on. I'll show you guys that on the next video, but this one was just for the group build intro and my truck finale. So, alright guys, I'll see you next time.